Brett, let's jump out of the golf, though, and also talk about some Thursday baseball because we have a loaded episode here. We've already talked about the NBA, NHL, some U.S. Open, but we still have a loaded slate of baseball games to start off with. And I want to start with the Diamondbacks versus the Giants because if you've paid attention to what's happened to the Diamondbacks as of late, it has been rather rough. They have lost 12 straight heading into Wednesday night. The Diamondbacks and Giants are currently playing as you and I are recording, so I'm not sure if they've snapped that streak or if they have extended that to 13 games. My guess, though, is they extended that because the Diamondbacks have not won a game on the road since April. They have lost 21 straight road games. So why would I expect, with Kevin Gausman coming on the mound for the Giants, one of their best pitchers obviously having a fantastic season this year with an ERA under 1.5, the Giants aren't just going to win on Thursday. They're going to cover the run line -1.5 at plus 100. If you see this value fall into the negatives, fall into the minus, I wouldn't take it. But if you have it positive, have it plus 100 or greater, take that absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's very fair, Higgins. I mean, the Diamondbacks are finding just the most brutal ways to lose. They were up 7-0 the other night against the Giants, and Yastrzemski hits a it's a late home run to beat Arizona and keep that losing streak going. Yeah, you do not want to be backing the Diamondbacks at this time. I'm sure the losing streak will end eventually. Could end by the time this podcast is over. They had a late start on Wednesday, but yeah, it's been a brutal stretch for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Well, the Giants are up 4-2 in the third inning as of Wednesday night as we're recording this, so it's not looking good for them so far.
Well, if it's an NBA playoff game, it's looking great for them.
You're right. You're right, actually. Another game that I like, though, is heading up into the Rocky Mountains, Brett. I'm taking over 9.5 at -120 value in the Brewers versus the Rockies. And one, it's because rarely do you find a game in Colorado that you see that over under below 10. And I wouldn't be surprised if that is sitting at 10 by Thursday morning. So I'm taking that at 9.5 before it changes. But also, Brett, I was looking into this a little bit on Tuesday night with the news of the foreign substance ban that the MLB's putting out there that's going to go into effect recently, or in the next few days. Overs. Take overs. Look at them very hard in the next few weeks because if pitchers aren't able to get the movement that they necessarily were, if they're maybe leaving some hanging balls, that could mean some extra hits, extra runs, and overall, the MLB is hitting more overs than they are unders this season already. So I think this next few weeks, there is a window of taking some MLB overs and being very satisfied with the returns on them.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't really have too many thoughts on the ball and how it's going to change because I don't know. But I mean, to take an over in a game that Brandon Woodruff's starting, that is risky, sir. I mean, the reason that over under is so low for a Coors game is because Woodruff has an ERA in the ones, Higgins, and then they have Devin Williams in the pen as well as Josh Hader. So the Brewers have some arms, but yeah, I guess you're right. There is some value at 9.5 at Coors Field, so I can't hate the play, but I got to explain it. It's Woodruff's the answer why it's low.
You're right, and you wouldn't let me get away without mentioning his name, and that's rightfully so. Brandon Woodruff has played fantastic so far this year. However, his past two games, he did allow 2 earned runs in each of those games. Neither of those games were over a mile high in elevation. So maybe we get a third or a fourth run. Maybe we see Milwaukee put a few runs across. I like this over 9.5 here. I really do.
Fair enough, Higgins. Fair enough. I'm going to find myself on a game between the Cardinals and the Braves. The Braves have been a disappointing team this year, but I think because they have so much star power with Acuna and Albies and Freeman, we don't realize how disappointing they've been, Higgins. John Gant has actually probably been the better pitcher this season than Charlie Morton, which is crazy to think. But the Cardinals plus 155 on the money line tomorrow against Atlanta. That line just seems off to me, Higgins. So I'm going to take a unit. I'm going to back the Cardinals. I don't necessarily know if this is the greatest play in the world, right? I'm not studying up on, oh, when's the last time Arenado's had an off day, or Goldschmidt's had an off day, or De Jong's had an off day. But generally speaking, I think the Cardinals have performed up to expectation. And I think the Braves have underachieved this year. It's been a rough stretch. They lost their catcher for the year. They've had pitching injuries. The Ozuna thing is a mess off the field, so he's not playing and out of the lineup. This is not the Braves we were betting on in the preseason, Higgins.
You are absolutely right. The Cardinals may have an edge here. I like the underdog value you get at plus 155. I feel like that is a little high as well. It'll be interesting to see, though, because they still do have those big bats in the lineup that are so scary.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Atlanta's got a lot of pop with Acuna and Albies and Freeman. Those three bats are as good as any team in the league, but that rest of the Braves lineup, not really what we thought it would be this year.
Absolutely not. There's a few other interesting games that will catch my eye later in the night, like a White Sox-Astros game, maybe the Rays-Mariners as well, being a nice West Coast game late at night.